So yeah, I know this is like the second one this week. That's the same man. Wow, a record. But unfortunately, it is what it is, right? That's right. I'll tell you something. Blue Skies Media here, as of recently, has been striking a lot of chords with me. It really has. I'm still on his level for understanding him. You know, before I get going here, I'm going to say a couple of things, but I want to give it a second, let this trash truck out there get past. You know, that banging around in the background there. So let the damn trash truck get by, and then I'll go on with what I got to say. Okay, so anyhow, as I said, he's been striking a lot of chords with me. He's, well, driving memories from my own past, from my own life, that are deep-rooted. And the facts are the facts. Okay? Real love, real care, okay? And love is unconditional. Real love is unconditional. Real care is unconditional. And forgiveness, okay, are the things that give you a higher energy. And we're in a world where there's social engineered people to be the way they are, which is the opposite of the three things I just said. What is the opposite of the three things I just said? Love, care, and forgiveness. The very exact opposite of that is evil. It's demonic. Okay? That's what the very opposite of that is. And everything he's talking about is correct, and I understand what's happening to him. Since the time I went through what he's going through right now, things tamed out, then things come back, and things got a whole lot worse. And I've literally watched it, and things have gotten a whole lot worse. He's living in a location that's, on my books, too big, too many people in one area. He's most likely correct when he says agents. I just call him an employee of the establishment, okay? What we have is probably 5.5 million employees of the establishment globally, okay? And we have, more people than you could ever imagine all over the internet every single day that are exactly that. And they will never own up to it or tell you they are, because they're not allowed to. And we live in a society full of deceit, full of lies, where truth is hated on. And then you have, what else has he been talking about? When you see somebody suffering, when you see somebody hurting, what does our society do to them? Well, if they're female, oh no, I better hug her, I better give her support. That's right. Poor her. That's right. Well, what happens if it's a male? Man up. Get over it. You're weak. You're pathetic. You're a loser. And the name calling begins. And the words go on and on and on, and they become cold, they become evil. And the more they know you hurt, the more they strive to hurt you some more. And then they get this sick in the head power trip on the fact they're hurting you and feel like they're somehow more of a man, okay? Or more of a woman, okay? Because women get off on hurting men. But then why wouldn't they get off on hurting men? From the time they were a little kid, they watched a television set that told them men were all vile predators and rapist and evil and abusive, and yeah, this is what they were told by their television set and their so-called leaders of the country in the Violence Against Women's Act, okay, where they wrote it into law, a man can never be the victim of domestic abuse at the hands of a female, okay, and then we created all these hundreds of double standards. And then on top of all that, when you really find somebody you fall in love with, and you ever experience real love, okay, and then you lose that love, whether it's through death or whether it's through breakup, it destroys you. Just like TFL eats a person up from the inside out as they go year after year, doing everything society said and being rejected in 1 to 5 seconds. And it destroys them. And, of course, we feed on that, don't we? Now we bully the people we destroy. And then when the people we destroy come back and do something totally evil themselves, and maybe take a few people out, not to lunch, though. Yep. Take a few people out, just not to lunch. And then we'll throw them everywhere, and we will criticize them, and we will slam them and victimize them again. That's right. You know, and where we do things to others and then accuse the other that we victimized into being the villain so that we can now play the victim role. Oh, believe me, I know all the tactics, okay? And I'll tell you what, Blue Skies Media has been hitting a lot of real hardcore truth right in your face. You're mad at him because he rants? Well, I'm not mad at him for ranting. No, not at all, not when he's ranting about what he's ranting about. Because it's factual. Now, as far as the people doxing him, I would hope they didn't get your address, but if they did, you know, I can only tell you this from my experiences. Most people are all mouth and no action. They talk tough from behind their keyboard. That's the majority. That literally is the majority. Okay? It's to try to scare you. But if somebody was to get real and serious and you don't know who they are, content creators like yourself, Blue Skies, and myself, okay, as content creators, we're talking about truth in a society filled full of lies and evil. We're talking about real love, real care, okay, and forgiveness that nobody has anymore. We're talking about being able to communicate with others that nobody has anymore. The reality is we've all lost because the people who are responsible for doing this to us have successfully gotten by with it, okay? And here you are. Here we all are, products of the social engineering, and only the strong and the people who educate themselves to what's going on will stand a chance of making it, and being awake alone won't get you anything when you pass over to the other side. Being awake by itself will not get you there. You have to not only be awake, you have to have true care for everybody, even if you don't know them. You have to have love for what's right. And you have to treat other people the way you want to be treated yourself. What nobody wants to do. Okay? And so the reality is I've been screaming shit at people for years. Okay? And the reality is it falls on deaf ears. I understand Blue Skies Media at this point in time so well, it would blow your mind. Okay? It really would. See, the reality is Blue Skies Media is going through a lot of stuff I've been through myself. And I know right where he's at. I can actually understand his feelings. I've had my life completely destroyed. Okay? And I'll tell you what. The only thing I can tell you is in the live stream I done yesterday. I done said some things that is real truth regardless of what you think. Okay? I don't care what you think. I really don't. This is real truth. And the real fact of the matter is I feel for Blue Skies because I know what he's going through. And I know what it does to a human being. And you people that are doing this also would never want it done unto yourself. You really wouldn't. It is dangerous because of the fact that you don't know who these people are because they're cowards. And if you ever get one that's out of their mind that don't show their face, but you showing your face as a content producer, you could be in bodily harm and not even know it's coming your way because you're not going to recognize the person. And they could come up on you like they're just walking down the street or walking by you in the store or the mall or wherever he's at. And they know who you are, and they could have already spotted you, and you won't know who they are. So yes, it's dangerous, okay? Indeed, it's dangerous. The only thing we can do is stay strong and not worry about that, okay? Because when you're fighting for what's right, we're in a war. And it is a war of evil versus good. It really is. And we need to be sticking together because it's where we're going to get strength from. But we can't get the majority of these fools to understand that. Because for the mighty tool, money, that is their destruction, and they're also too damn blind to see that, okay? They will come up here and they will follow people like me around or Blue Skies Media and so on. And they will instigate, and then the zombies, the dumbasses, who get off on the bully mentality, who like to kick people when they're down, will come along and go along with this. And Blue Skies Media, I totally understand him. I've been through this. It's gotten a whole lot worse, and he's in a bad spot to begin with. And anymore, I don't think there's really too much of a good spot. You got to pick the less of the evil, right? Because our world's that far gone. You know, I've had a hard life myself, and I've told people a lot of times about it, and as within the last year, 2.5 years, okay, I was counting in my head the time frame that I'd done this, okay. People that know my story knows that I got a son. People that knows my story knows I was TFL till I was 28 years old. Since that time, I have been off and on. Okay, but the damage was already done. Okay, but just the same, I have a son because I had a woman, and we had like 15 years together, okay? Not counting the 4 before I knew her, almost 20 years of my life. And she was my world. And I know what real love is because I was there. Okay? For real. And I know what happened with social engineering. And both of us making mistakes. Okay? Between us. But see, about 2.5 years ago, see, we've been apart now for, what, 17.5, 18 years? Yeah. Okay. So, about 2.5 years ago, because of my health, and because my son grew up without his mother in his life. Okay? Not through my want. Okay? Wasn't my want, wasn't my son's want, but what say so I have it anyway. You know how that goes, right? I'm a man. So anyhow, I decided that I knew that when I pass away, my brother's here with me, but he's not far behind me. My son was going to be by himself. So I decided, because I have a heart and I care, to see if I can't put his mother back into his life. So that when I'm on the other side. Now, it's been a lot of years ago now. Don't get me wrong. I still love this gal. I always will, right to my grave. It won't go away. Won't go away. I tried what people tell you to move on, okay? I really did. I've met other women along the way since this time. And every time it's the same result, same result. Not only don't work out, but I still love the person I was with before, so I'm still all messed up from that. See, very, very powerful. That's what love is, okay? But I haven't had, my first 8 years after she wasn't here just destroyed me, okay? And I got stronger, and I wasn't destroyed no more. So I figured, okay, do this for my son. But then, I knew I was taking chances because I knew I still loved her, okay? Yeah, I was. Okay, so I brought her back into Jason's life, my son's life, and that took a lot of work. Really did. But anyhow, she's been in my home with me for like 11 months now. And what's happened is it's drug back up my past. Okay? It really has. And because of that, of course, now here comes all this shit again, right? That I didn't want. And here's Blue Skies Media going through this stuff, okay? Well, on my side, my past has come back to haunt me because I allowed this to happen for my son. So it's come back to bite me in the ass, and I knew there was that chance. I was gambling when I did it. But that's because, see, I have real care. That's because I've always had real care. I have real care, and I know what real love is. And I've always had that. What do you think brought me on mine? What do you think was my passion behind everything I've ever done? It's never been for monetary gain. It's never been for fame. Okay? And when I gave TFL the name I gave it, it was fitting. Okay? Because it's exactly what's going on. People hate truth, that's why they hate the name. Because they like being liars and deceivers. They think that's what you're supposed to be able to do in order to be successful. Because everything's upside down on its head. Everything. And so I find myself doing another reply today at this man because myself right now I'm replaying history and my personal life, and it's not doing me much justice, okay? So, and it is the social engineering, and, and on her part, it would be the social engineering all the way. And I don't know what to tell you, man, other than she's waking up to certain things and other things. I mean, real love, when real love is destroyed, somebody gets angry and they don't have forgiveness, then they'll consume that love, and that love will turn into complete hate and bitterness, okay, and resentment. And that's because they never learned how to think and process about what they do unto others causes the other's actions that leads to what's being done unto you. When you're a narcissist or you're self-entitled, or you ladies, okay, and you think you're a special little snowflake, or you don't have no care because your care is all about your own selfish self, That's right. But you pretend the guy's the one that's blah, 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 and he's being selfish while the entire time it was you ladies. That's right. When you're consumed by selfishness, and of course this happens with both genders, selfishness for sure. Okay, but the point is you won't look at what you do to somebody else. You think that's no big deal. Man up, take it, man. You're strong, you can take it. I can stab you 50 fucking times in the back with a knife, excuse my language, and you're strong. You can take it. You're a man. You're durable. Okay? No, you can't take it. No, a real man ain't going to allow that. They're going to have to do what they have to do to defend themselves against your evil ass. See, the reality is they got you right where they want you at a low vibration frequency. And then they want to coat and kill you. Oh, you're going to have a bad time on the other side, man. Lots of demonic entities that you don't think exist do exist. And they feed on low vibration, low energy. And that's exactly what you are. See, it's no accident that we keep having wars. See, I said this stuff yesterday. It's no accident that they keep lying to you and they use fear. That they socially engineer us against each other. It's not just divide and conquer, it's keeping everybody at low frequency. It's demonic. You're being set up. Okay? And you're not going to like the outcome at the end when you cross over. And you think I'm not saying when you cross over, everybody dies. And what's going on in this world right now, no way it can survive. No way. No way. Only somebody that's living in cartoon world can't see that we're in deep, deep, deep shit right now. Okay? But you still all want to go on like it's not going on and pull all of your focus into attacking blue skies here. What does that say for our hopes and chances? Next to none. Because you all just go in with the Kool-Aid. But as far as blue skies goes, oh God, I understand him so well. So well. You know, I'm looking at what I've already been through, and at the same time, I've opened up a hornet's nest on my own self from having real care. Sucks, doesn't it? And then when you really love somebody and you just can't get over them, you know, you have to become even stronger because the love was real. Okay, because the love was that real. And unfortunately, her love turned inside out because she didn't know what the fuck, and she couldn't process the fact to understand that the things she done that hurt me caused me to do what I did that hurt her. She couldn't process that. And then she'd do something else to hurt me, and then she'd hurt me some more, and then I would hurt her again. And the only thing she would remember is when I hurt her. Nothing that she done. That didn't count. Okay, that didn't count because I was a man. You can stab me over and over. Adorable, you know. Complete insanity. Completely out of their goddamn mind, excuse my language. And I'm not trying to use our Creator's name because the Creator's name even was given to you by who? Other human beings in the lying world. And I'm not calling it to our Creator. Okay, my beliefs in religion are different than most because I recognize lies. And I recognize the same God has different stories and different meanings to the same thing. And everybody's fighting each other. One church is teaching this in a Christian community. Another church in another Christian community on another state is teaching the opposite of what that one's teaching. No lie. And unfortunately, when you got more than one story going on, it means you got lies going on. Just the facts, okay? That's all that's all I'm saying. Is there some truth in the Bible? Yes, there is. Is there lies in the Bible? Yes, there is. Guaranteed. Okay? Guaranteed. But if you want to be strong and you want to be right, then you got to be righteous, and you got to be righteous enough to care about other people as much as you care about yourself. If you want a higher energy, you better be able to do that. You better have forgiveness. You better have real care. And you better understand love is real. And this man I'm looking at right here has had real love in his life. I recognize the pain. How well I recognize it. Okay? And I don't play comparisons. He can't bring his deceased back. You can say, I got to bring this back. But this ain't back. Understand that. Okay? I'm an instrument. That's all I am right now. I'm an instrument. I'm an instrument to reach the person she threw away when she threw me away. That's right. You know, when she threw me and Jason in the landfill, when Jason was a kid, I was the instrument at this point. When she was jealous over her own son because he took some of my attention away from her, I mean, that was some messed up stuff right there. You want to talk about selfish? You guys have no idea. You have no idea. But I just had to bring some of this stuff up because Blue Skies Media has been touching a really sensitive area in my life, and I see it in him, and I know. God, I know what he feels and where he's at so well. And so I'm with this guy. I'm sorry. And all you people who are hating on him and attacking him, I'm only going to tell you one thing. You're the opposite of love. You're the opposite of care. You're the opposite of anything good. You're right out evil. You may think you're not. You might be laughing thinking that's funny. You won't be laughing when you find out on the other side that we wasn't joking. You won't be laughing then, and you won't be able to get out of it. You will have put yourself in that situation. You will have nobody to blame but yourself. That's the way I look at that, okay? If you find yourself tied up with some demonic energy, you don't think it's true, just like the movie The Exorcist was actually based on an actual real-life story. If you look into possession, it's real. Oh yeah, it's real. Okay? And if you look into the demonic side, it's real. Just like ghost is. But society wants to keep lying to you. People want to keep believing in things that is propaganda that's steering them to keep them in a low vibration. And people love their hate. They love to hate. They love to bully. They love to ridicule. They're all competing against each other, which is division. And it's that competition against each other that keeps us apart and allows what's about to happen to you in the next 10 years to happen to you. And every last one of you will have it coming. You will actually deserve what's happening to you. Because you're not smart enough to open your eyes and look what's right in your face. You're not smart enough to figure out attacking this man right here because he's been hurt and told you some truth. Makes you scum. That's why you hide your face, because you know you're scum. You know, anymore I don't even deal with the trolls. I just don't even deal with them. I'll just block and remove, block and remove. Open as many accounts as you want. It takes you longer to open that account than it does for me to remove you. You're going to get fed up with fucking having to create new accounts. And you're going to stop because you can't. You're tired of having to make new email and a new account. And because it took me 2 seconds to say bye You know, when I learned this, they haven't walked in my shoes. I don't care what they say. When you tell me a crock of shit, it's a crock of shit. You don't affect me at all. You don't know me. You haven't walked in my shoes. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And I sure the hell don't give a flying fuck what you think. And because I sure the hell don't give a flying fuck about what you think, you better understand you can't affect me. I'm still here, I'm still here, guys. 15, 16 years later, I'm still here. I've been online for a long time here now. When I came on YouTube, MGTOW didn't exist. Incel didn't exist. The only thing that existed was MRA and PUA. Then I gave you TFL. Later on, Barbarossa, who was an MRA, gave you MGTOW. Incel was a definition of involuntary celibacy, and the incel movement came out of a university in Canada from a woman who claimed she couldn't get laid. And if you pay attention to anything that the elite does, they bring programs in out of universities. If you pay attention to anything at all, they gave in 2020, February of 2020, Texas put out an article called the Incel Rebellion with a PDF file with it and gave a list of, the PDF file was on the Patriot Act, by the way, and they gave a list of 10 years worth of incel attacks on the public and women being killed by bitter, hateful men. And the incel went worldwide. Germany had a report that I posted up on incel in Germany. And I posted it up and fixed it so that you could read what they were talking about. And, of course, the technocrats took it down. Well, it wasn't allowed for you to be seen. Okay, so, see, the incel community is, these guys that jump into this are jumping into a hornet's nest. They're jumping into something that could very well be that, you know, it's been created deliberately. And they have the Patriot Act because they can actually use it to round you up. But as fast as what's coming in, they may not need to use it. But if they get slowed down or stopped for any reason, they will use it. Okay, and then you guys that are calling yourself incel or TFL, because the powers to be don't like me because I expose truth, so they send turd-flinging monkey in, who stands for man-flinging turds, man-flinging propaganda, lies, bullshit, okay? Who is military intelligence. Yep. He came aboard and he gave you professional layout and took categories of names in the manosphere and put them in categories and made himself a professional-looking chart and told everybody that incel and TFL are the same, the same. TFL has never been incel, and I've separated that when I bought TFL online. And I separated it over and over again because people kept trying to do that. Over and over again, other people kept trying to say what it wasn't. TFL was never about your ability to put your dick in a hole. From day one, it was never about that, and never will be about that. But see, this is because they don't like the fact that TFL exposed the corruption in NWO and broke down how exactly they divided the genders in detail and put it in people's face. They don't like that, okay? So they got to attack it, you know. That's how that works. But now, blue skies, I totally understand you. I really do. But I had to make this reply because of, well, what can I say? Blue skies, you got my attention. Because I totally understand you, man, and here I am in the middle of living a blast from the past. At the same time, so it feels good to get up there and vent a little bit as well. Okay, it really does. So that's what I'm doing. Okay? And with that being said, thank you, Blue Skies. Remember, I'm standing by you on this. Okay, I really am. But with that being said, guys, I'm on out of here. I'll have a good one.